Hello friend, welcome back to my channel KBS Necrocraft. Today we are going to understand how we can utilize AI tools for creating software diagrams. Right? Software diagrams are very essential part of a software developer's life. So how we can utilize AI tools for creating this software diagram and how quickly we can create it. Believe me, after going through this video, you will be able to create any software diagrams within 2 minutes. Okay. So in this, we are going to understand in the first introduction to the challenges of software diagrams. Basically, software diagrams are essential part of visualizing complex system and processes. But creating them can be challenging due to time or manual effort or alignment issue or knowledge on that particular tool what you are going to use it. So in the first section, we are going to see that what are the challenges we are facing it, how we can come up the solution, and how these AI tools are going to provide a solution for that. And then in the second section, we will be able to discuss on the particular AI tools, what we are going to use it and how does it helps and what are the process or step we can do that, right? And then the tools which we are going to use it is ChatGPT. We will be generating the diagrams using ChatGPT in the different format, and we will see how we can use that the different kind of formats into different kind of editor like draw.io, Visio, or anywhere else. Okay, and then we will understand what is the benefits of using this AI tool, how much time we can save it. As I discussed and as I mentioned in the title, we can create it 2 minutes. Definitely, when you try to start by yourself and try to create those diagrams, it is going to take 30 minutes. But using this tool, you will be able to get a basic skeleton of your diagrams in 2 minutes. Get started. So first of all, we will understand what are the tools we are going to use it. So I'm going to open the browser and I'm going to open ChatGPT, OpenAI. So I just open it and this is what we are going to use it there. And then I'm going to use one more open source online for creating diagrams that is called draw.io, right? So you will open draw.io. Now what I will do, I will create new diagram and then I can create it, I can save it somewhere. I can give the name like demo diagrams. I save it. I created it. Now I will go on ChatGPT and I will try to type some prompt, right? I need some information to create the diagrams. So in the ChatGPT, we need to type the prompt in such a way so that it responds you the diagram. So what we need to do that I have added few of them. So let's see that we want to create a plus second series. You want to create a flow diagram for user registration, right? So if you check here, I have mentioned give me flow diagram for user registration using mermaid syntax. Mermaid syntax I will cover in other mermaid in other video, but for time being you just consider mermaid syntax are used in the Azure TriWiki pages and many more places, which is allow you to transfer a syntactical text into a diagrams, right? So what does it do? Basically, when we type this prompt, what will happen? The chat GPT is trained on this and it will give me a diagram using that syntax which is written in mermaid syntax, and it can be used into the draw.io. So again, we are going to use ChatGPT and draw.io, online tool. Both are free, so you can utilize it for any project, right? So let me click on this and I will send it. So now what you can see that this chat GPT gives me a code because I have mentioned that give me using mermaid syntax. So it's give me a mermaid syntax for that particular flow diagram. So what I will do, I will copy this code, right? And I will go here and I will open this. This is also open source. You need not to have a login. If you want to create login, you can create it so that you can save your informations or diagrams online on the OneDrive or somewhere. Okay, so now I open this draw.io page, which is basically app.diagrams.net. And when you come here, you can see in menu bar. You need not to go in menu bar because I have already created a new file, which I given as a demo, diagrams.draw.io. And then there is a plus icon, right? I will click on this plus icon. I will go into the advanced section, and then I will select mermaid because we have generated the syntax for Mermit. So we are going to paste it here, right? And I just click on insert, right? So if you see here in this, you will be able to see, let me minimize it a little bit. So you will be able to see, it's give me a flow diagrams because I have written a prompt for give me a flow diagram. So it's give me a flow diagrams at very high level, right? And then what we can do now is give me the basic skeleton based on the information what I typed into the prompt. So now you can arrange in quick manner. So what I'm going to do that I'm going to arrange it in quickly. So let's say here I did it and then I selected all. I just given some style here and then I will select any of this color. I can give it any color, apply it, right? And then you can arrange it however you want it, right? If you want to put it like this or you want to put it like this, right? Or let's say consider you want to put this side, or you can align it proper, whatever you want, right? You can align it proper, right? So you can do that alignment. Now you can see it's hardly take a 1 minute to generate this diagram. So what I did it, I just given this prompt here, and then since the chat gpt is trained on this to create this flow diagram, and then I copied this code and I inserted that code into the draw.io, and I can see this diagram. So these are very simple, but you can see that in within a second or within a minute you are able to create it. Now let's rename this as a flow diagram. So I just flow diagram and I will save it, right? I will save it. Now, let me correct it. Now, let's say consider you want to generate class diagram or you want to generate any other diagram. So let's say you want to generate some other diagram and then we are going to generate a sequence diagram, right? Some of the time to represent the dynamic behavior of a system or a flow, we require to create a sequence diagram. So what I'm going to do that I'm going to type this prompt here. Just see the prompt again. I have postfix with this because I want this diagram or this diagrams code to be generated which is compatible with the mermaid syntax. So that's why I have mentioned this. So I just added this code and you can see the sequence diagram code is started generating, right? It also give me the details, right? So for some time what happens, let's say consider you want to have a sequence diagram, also you want to add some details or description for that, right? So you can do that as well. So let me copy this and go to that particular diagrams and I will rename as a sequence diagram. So sequence uh, diagram, and I rename it. Again, I will select this plus icon and I will go in advanced section. Again, I will select mermaid and then I will select this existing test and replace it and I will insert it, right? So you can see we are able to generate this sequence diagram, right? You can see that there is a two lifeline has been created. Similar way, you can make a color or you can change the style based on your users. Let me change it some basic changes. I will put it. Okay, right? So you can see this all sequence diagram, at least basic skeleton has been created. What happens sometime? What happens? Whatever the prompt you have given, that answer best also depend on that what prompt and how accurately that you are typing that prompt. So if you are able to refine that, you will be able to do that, right? Also, currently, if you type here again with style, right? With style, what does it mean? It will also generate with the color coding and other stuff also, right? So if you see here, it's also generated with the color coding. Currently, this system, right? Draw.io. Let's say consider if I copy this and try to insert it, right? The current system, that means dot.io, is not supporting, but there is other like Azure wiki pages when we have whenever you are creating, or there is multiple editor which support this mermaid. And if you use these styles, right, whatever styles are there, right, it will it will give you the it will allow you to automatically apply this style as well, right? Because this tool is not supporting, or there is some issue in the syntax, it's not. So if I copy and paste it, right, uh, it's giving error. So basically it's not supporting as of now, but other tools, if you try it with other tools, it will work. Now let me go there and without style, I will type it, right? I will copy it again, I will paste it there just to check that it works fine. I'll go advanced mermaid and I will paste it, insert it, and you can see this all are working fine, right? So we have looked on the flow diagram, we have looked on the sequence diagram. Let's discuss on class diagram, right? So same scenario for user registration. I'm going to show you how we can generate the sequence diagram. I'm going to type it sequence diagram for that same prompt with with the prefix as a class diagram now. So I created this class diagram, copy it, and then I will go here. I will add new tab. I will rename as a class diagram, right? And then I will select this plus icon and go to advanced and select the mermaid, and I will try to paste it here and click on insert. So see this is having the class diagram. This one you can change it whatever you want, like your class name. You can remove it anything whatever you want, right? You can add new attributes here in this, but this is very simple way to get help from AI and generate uh, this kind of diagrams, right? So what happens sometime based on the prompt you type, right, the accuracy of this diagram may vary, but again, always whenever you are generating any code or you are using any AI tool, you have to manually verify that, you have to update it if required. Now let's move on the next section where we are going to discuss about that. These are the very basic diagram whatever we discuss, right? Let's say consider you want some kind of solution diagrams, right? Sometimes when you are working for a new project or existing project, you might require a solution diagram or architectural diagram for applications, right? So let's say consider when you want to generate solution diagrams, right? Diagram. So now I'm going to give a prompt like this. See this prompt. So give me a solution diagram for a e-commerce, right? I'm just giving e-commerce website using mermaid syntax, right? So there is some spelling, okay, mistakes. Okay, so now if I click it here, right, you will be able to see it will give you a very high level, syntax for this, right? So it also explain what are the layers is content. Again, it might not be 100%, you know, accurate, but you can copy it and you can modify. So let's say here, I will go here and advance. I will import that. I will click on insert, right? So you see here, right? Let me minimize it so that you can see it. You can see here, it's give me like e-commerce website, then user interfaces. This all is there. So for example, I want to color this, right? This all in some color. Let's say for this apply, right? And then you can apply this. So it will give you a very high level generic diagram for solution diagram for this, and you can add append based on your requirements, right? You can modify it. So using this, you can see that like instead of focusing on all components, tool alignment, and right come all you just get a skeleton by using this, and you can modify it. I understand that each project might be having different kind of a requirement, and different kind of component, different kind of layers which you can manage it by modifying this diagram. But what does it help? It give you the initial skeleton which you might require to spend some 20 minutes or 25 minutes or 30 minutes or even the half day also, right? So it's resolve that issue. On top of that, you can add your own component layers or whatever is required, right? So you can modify it, right? You can modify this as well. Now, this is about the solution. Now let's go and try one more. Okay. Okay. Then you can generate same with with style and without style. As I mentioned, with style is not supporting here, but you can use it. I think when this draw.io will get a newer version, it will support it. But I have tested on the Azure wiki pages, and these mermaid diagrams were successfully working with the styles as well. Okay, so I will have other video for that where we will be having this mermaid diagram to be imported in Azure wiki pages, where we can see that how we can import in any documentation which you are doing on the wiki pages. Let's say consider time being only the scope is .io. Now once you generate this documents, right, you can save as a video. So for example, if you want to save it, right, save as, right, if you click on save as, right, you can save as XML, you can save as a images, and you can also export this as a video document. So for example, let's say file, and if you export as, then we can see here, this is Visio, right? So this is Visio documents. I can export it, even though PDF also can export it. So if I export it, right, export, right, you will be able to see its Visio diagrams are saving. I can save it somewhere, right? So it's a save in Visio, right? And you will be able to see this this imported into the Visio. For example, if I open it with Visio, this diagram will be open and it's a save on that. So it automate lot of, is minimize lot of effort, and it has lot of benefit, as you have seen that, right? Now, let's move a little bit further on that, and then we will try to, let's say, consider you want to draw a diagrams for any base, any patterns, or let's say consider a very specific requirement which you have, right? And you know very high level. So you can type on chat GPT and you can get it. For that, I just have examples where we can do that, right? Let's say consider you want to uh, you know uh, you want to create a diagram to understand what is the resiliency patterns, right? How resiliency being addressed, what are the patterns are there in that. So let's say consider I just type it here and I will put it here, right? So if you see, I just pasted here, right? Okay. So you can see that I just typed it. I just typed it that give me diagram for resiliency in mermaid syntax, and it's give me some diagrams which we can import it. Let me refine this diagram a little bit further, and I'm going to put it like this. I'm not going to mention that draw.io. Give me diagram for resiliency in text format, right? I just mentioned text format. Okay, so if you see here, right, it's a basic, simple, right? This also give me a very high level, format which will be supporting in different platform. For example, this is what. Now I am just going to give a prompt for same uh, the .io. Just simple. I just stick. So now, if you see here, it's give me in XML also. So what we can do, this XML, you can copy paste and create a file, and then we can uh, import it. So for example, let's say consider this. Once it's generated, then you can go here, file, and then uh, basically import from, and then you can import it. You can import that XML file that also it's a supported. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss in that because this I will cover in the other video. But let's discuss a little bit further on that here. Okay, let's say consider I want simply to understand uh, give me a diagram for singleton pattern. Let's consider you want to understand that, right? So you just type it, right? It will give you. Now I did not mention that which format I want, so it's giving me XML format by default, right? So what I'm going to do that I'm going to type mermaid there. So let me copy paste using mermaid syntax. I will paste it here and then I will copy this, right? So what I can do it here is that I can type it here, right? And let's say it's created, right? It's created very high level, right? I will copy it, right? And I will go draw.io and then I will try to import it. So I will go to advanced and then I will click on mermaid and I will try to paste it here, right? I will insert it. Okay. So it's give me some error. Basically, you will be able to import it. Copy this code and import it. Okay, let me correct it. Looks like the syntax are not generated proper, or sometime it does not generate a proper syntax. Let me delete this. I believe deleting this might help you. No, let's let's try once again in text. Okay, let's try and paste it there. So if you see from the text, we can paste it here and insert it. Okay, so this give me a text diagrams here. Now I can change the color and whatever I want, I can do that here. I can make a style, I can add attributes, I can remove attributes, I can do anything, whatever I want it, right? So I can do that. So I hope it help you to understand how to utilize this tool and AI tool, how we can do it in 2 minutes. That's what I try to explain it. And if you have any question or queries, and if you want more videos like this, please let me know. I will try to create some video where we are going to create this mermaid diagram and trying to embed it into the Azure wiki pages so that you can see how this diagrams styles are applied. Okay. So if you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and share my videos.